Hello everyone, Core's back with yet another review. Today, we are diving into Helghan to capture the mad dictator in Killzone 2. But before we get started, I wish to give a shout out to Katophoenix for the great artwork as usual. And with that out of the way, let's dive into the experience. Originally shown off at E3 2005 in a trailer, and met with heavy skepticism due to the graphics being believed too high quality for the PlayStation 3 to run. Killzone is a futuristic, cover-based first-person shooter. Now let's get into the story. You play as Sergeant Sevchenko, otherwise known as Sev, in the ISA Special Forces Alpha Team. You're tasked with invading Helghan to capture Scarlet Vasari, the mad dictator, to bring the war to a halt. The story's pretty immersive and interesting, rarely dragging on too long and pulling you out of the action. Overall, I enjoyed it. A fast-paced, cover-based FPS with a large variety in the levels, ranging from tanks to mechs to AA guns and turrets. The cover is destructible to a degree. You can crumble concrete, bring down bridges, and chip away at barricades. There is a large variety in the weaponry, from revolvers all the way up to futuristic electricity guns. My biggest gripe with the gameplay is the forced 6-axis controls. Always found the motion controls to be at best an annoyance, or at worst an active hindrance, such as in the case of the sniper rifle, where if you move the controller, the scope will sway all over the place, and the game wants you to leave the controller steady. Another thing of note is this can be a pretty difficult game. If you let them, the enemies will riddle you to death. The controls are a strange, non-standard array, and to boot can feel very stiff. I had to crank the sensitivity to max just to feel comfortable enough with it. The controls will take some time getting used to, especially if you're used to more traditional shooters such as COD, Halo, or Battlefield. It feels very weird to have L1 be melee and R3 as your zoom. Many times I'll hit L1 to aim and I'll instead smack the shit out of the air. Overall, it's not my preference, but it is serviceable. Ranging from SMG slinging soldiers to flying aerial hunter-killer style drones, there is a wide variety of foes trying to bring your Helghan vacation to a premature end. Even the native wildlife will try to take a bite out of your hide. Next year, I'm picking the goddamn vacation destination. The atmosphere certainly portrays a very active war zone. Rarely is there long lulls in the action. It's a blast running from cover to cover, flushing out enemies, and just waging all-out war on them. Though the freezing of the game on autosaves definitely does ruin some of the atmospheric immersion. The guns sound chunky and meaty, and I enjoyed them greatly. Especially the electricity gun.
Complex.
The fucking crackling of electricity. The fucking guys screaming as they go, "Ah! Ah!" Getting zapped to death. And the OST is fucking awesome. That orchestral music really fits the action and feelings of each scene, and it's powerful. Overall, it's a great time, and I loved listening to it even as I got my ass kicked over and over again. This is both one of the strong suits and the weakest points for this game. Visually, everything is very pretty and pleasing. Much of the environment is destructible, concrete chips away, barricades get crushed, things explode all over. But where it starts to falter is whenever it quick saves or it loads a new area. The game freezes entirely for 1 to 3 seconds. and this really fucking disrupts the flow of the game. Another issue is between level loads. It can take anywhere from 30 seconds to close to 5 minutes to load the damn next level. So overall, it's a hit or miss in this category. The biggest issue facing the game is definitely its graphical hiccups. It freezing at random is insanely annoying. The control scheme is an odd choice and takes some time to get used to, and the weird decision to force 6-axis controls do not help the situation. And finally, the stiff sensitivity definitely feels weird and slows the action down. Even turned up to max, I felt like it just wasn't enough for me to play 100% comfortably. So, how do I feel about Killzone 2 overall? Well, honestly, it was a fucking blast to play. The world is interesting, the technology is fantastic and futuristic, the war zone is intense, and the enemies have a lot of personality, with an orchestral OST that serves to help highlight both the intense action and the more personal, somber moments. But this is not a perfect game by any measure. The frame hiccups on saves and loads is annoying and ruins the immersion. The use of 6-axis gimmicky controls really dates this game. You know it's an early PS3 title because of it. Even at max, the shooting sensitivity just feels slow and stiff, and the controls feel very weird to get used to. Overall though, I had a lot of fun with this game. Flaws aside, it was still a fun experience. And I picked this game up for around $10, so I definitely got my money's worth out of it. You shouldn't have too much trouble picking up a copy for cheap and giving it a spin if this looks like your cup of tea. I'd like to give one last shout out to Kato for the excellent artwork, and I'd like to say if you're interested, be sure to check out the social media, the Discord, and the Twitch located in the description. This has been Core, and I'm signing off. Have a good one.